Hello there, welcome to The Damned, my show about films that either are bad, weird, odd, or a series of films that have odd films in it. This week I'm going to be doing Superman. Because the Superman vs Batman movie is going to be out next month, I'm doing Superman this month, and next month I'm doing Batman. So here is a Superman series. So first of all, I'm going to take in all the movies from Christopher Reeve to the new one, Man of Steel. So I'll just do those 6 movies, that's all. There's no animated movies, even though some of them are excellent. There's nothing on the animated TV show, which I really liked. There's nothing on that terrible show Smallville, which I just couldn't stand. You know, so I'm just doing the movies, and basically that's all it'll be. First of all, I'd like to say that I do like Superman quite a bit. I'm more of a Batman guy, but I've always thought Superman had some interesting qualities. The fact he was a Boy Scout type of character, he was always trying to do right, even when circumstances went against him. That there was an optimism to the character, was something I always thought was really interesting. The downside is sometimes it leads to less dynamic stories, but I thought the general position of the character always worked really nicely. Just depends what you do with him. Sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't work, and in a case now I think we're at the point where they're a bit worried about that aspect of the character, so they're actually overreacting to how out of date he seems to be. Even though Captain America for Marvel was essentially the same kind of character, and it's been done properly and it's really works brilliantly, so I think they've just recently been overreacting. But first, let's go back to the old movies. The old movies, the Christopher Reeve movies from, I think it was 1979, the first one, Superman the movie, all the way up to Quest of Peace. Right, Superman the movie is one of those weird movies because 2/3 of it's genuinely good, 2/3 are brilliant. I mean, the sequence when he's grown up in Smallville really works. It's a beautiful sequence. It really sets the tone of how he was influenced, why he is the way he is. The first section in Metropolis, where you see him become a reporter and getting used to the people in Metropolis, meeting Lois Lane, establishing the Clark Kent character, being established as Superman, and who is Superman type of thing. All of that is terrific. I mean, it gets a lot from Christopher Reeve as Superman and Clark Kent, because he basically delivers both characters are defined different characters. You can see why no one would ever get they're the same person, because he doesn't do the gimmicky stuff. I mean, it's gimmicky, but it's gimmicky in the right way, where yeah, he's wearing glasses and he's clumsy, but he does seem like a genuinely different character. So that actually works. So they don't overdo it in a comic way, but it's performed so well that you can't complain. And well, basically, what's interesting is that Christopher Reeve was never that good an actor outside these movies. You know, he didn't make that many good films apart from Superman films. He never seemed to be connected to realistic characters. He never seemed to be able to do that. He seemed to be more of a performer actor. He seemed to be better at broader characters, so something a bit more comic. So the Superman films are kind of his legacy, because the rest of the stuff he did was never that great. I mean, that's the truth. The rest of his stuff wasn't that good. But he was great in these movies. So the first movie has 2/3 of it's great. Richard Donner directed it really well for the first 2/3. Even the Krypton sequence, which is one of those sequences that doesn't actually make any sense when you look at what Krypton actually is, which is this big ice planet thing that's like, how did they eat, how did they live? Even though meant to be advanced technology, it doesn't seem to be designed to give you a feeling of this society functions. Despite that, it's because it's got a heavenly feel to it. It works, but it's a very kind of specific mythic element. As long as you don't ask too many questions, it really delivers. As a kid, it's like, wow. As a grown up, you're like, maybe some of this doesn't make sense. But it doesn't matter, because it's a fantasy thing, and if you go with it, it's fine. But it's one of those sequences that has been changed a lot in the new one, because there's room to adjust to something different. But the funny thing about Marlon Brando in this movie is the fact he's phoning it in even while he's been brilliant. I mean, he's a great actor to do that. But you can tell he's phoning it in but at the same time, he's great as Jor-El, he's great as a wise leader. At the same time, you can tell he's not interested at all in the film, so it's a weird performance because it's got both things happening at the same time. The boredom and the fact the performance works. It's like, it's very unusual. Very few actors can do that. That's Brando for you. So, Superman film, the first one, 2/3 of it's great. I mean, it's hard to really say anything about and against the Metropolis stuff with Clark Kent or the Smallville stuff. They're so well done that it's like, why is the rest of the film a mess? I mean, no one admits it's a mess, but it's a bloody mess. The Lex Luthor stuff's funny, but it's from a different movie. It's much more tied to the Batman 60s thing where every line's more of a one-liner. The motivation doesn't seem to have anything to do with the rest of the film. It's all about real estate, which doesn't ever make any sense. Alright, in a way that's like, how would you get away with that? It just doesn't quite click into the rest of the world. I mean, Gene Hackman's really good as Lex Luthor. He's really funny, but he's not a threat at all for Superman. It's like the last third of the movie, it's Superman's fighting a guy who's no real threat to him. He's meant to be an intellectual threat, but he never really delivers in that either because he doesn't seem that smart. He says he's smart, but he's not really that smart. I mean, the big thing is Superman's fighting to clean up his mess. At the end of the movie, he's not fighting anyone, he's fighting to clean up a mess, which works for a sequence, but it's not as a dramatic element. It doesn't really work. It's like, when you watch it as a grown-up, it's like, the movie kind of peters off after a while. It's like, they set it up and there's no plot to keep it moving. It's just this couple of events. They're so well done you don't notice the first time round, and even if you look at it without criticism, it works fine, but there's an element where the film is going high, then it goes like this a little bit, because the last third basically doesn't quite pull off, you know, what the rest of the film has been setting up. It just feels like it's a damp squib. I mean, it's sort of like the Tim Burton Batman that way, where everything's set up really well and then the final third kind of doesn't really top anything. It just seems to be going on a certain direction. That's all it's going to go on. So that's Superman 1. Still a very good film. It's a classic for most people. I think it's excellent despite its flaws. It's iconic. It's an iconic film. So it's one of those things that an iconic film can survive those flaws, because what's good about it is so good that you can forgive things you know aren't right, but it doesn't matter because the rest of it's so good that who cares if there's a blast third kind of falls apart a little bit. So it's still a great film. It's still really worth seeing, and I've seen it God knows how many times over the years. It's one of those films you watch every so often and really enjoy.